Righto. There's wire here, heavy wire. If it was bright and shiny, this would be classed as Milbury cable, because Milbury is bright, shiny, clean, no varnish, no nothing. This hasn't got any varnish or anything on it, or silver solder or what have you, but it's tarnished, so that would just go as, oh, well, you could probably put it in with candy. I just put it in as burnt. This stuff here, it's part of the end of a motor winding. It's just classed as burnt copper. This stuff here, it looks like it's clean copper. It's not. It's actually got a coat of varnish on it. That's a part of a small degaussing cable. That also is burnt copper. This shit here would be burnt copper. And this stuff here, chunks of copper like that, or that, if it's nice and clean, but it's not cable, that's classed as candy copper. These are the ends off an air conditioning unit. That's candy copper because it's got nothing else on it. It's clean. There's no silver or anything on it, but it's not Milbury because it's not cable. You get a cable like this bit of pipe, it's nice and clean, but you can see on one side of it, it's got a thing on it here. I'm not sure whether, I don't know whether that's actually another tube attached to it, or whether it's, no, it's a tube attached to it, so it's been soldered onto it. Be silver soldered. And you can see a weld there. That's silver soldered on. That's also burnt copper. Right, so you've got cable. Like I said, if that was clean and bright and shiny, that would be Milbury cable. That's your most expensive or your most valuable of the lot. Then you've got candy copper, which is chunks of copper like this. If you had a piece of pipe, piece of copper tube that was clean like that, it's candy. Right, these are the ends off an air conditioner radiator. They're candy. This is a lump of copper. I don't know what it came from, but it's candy. And this stuff's burnt. They're your three main grades of copper, and then you get mid-grade cable, which looks like all this shit in here. Alright, just normal everyday, you know, twin core, single insulated, 3-core flex, 4-5-core flex. That's all mid-grade cable. You come over here, and you've got all this shit in here. This is all your ribbon wire and wire that's so fine it's, you know, got almost no copper in it. That's low grade. Anything that's low grade, leave the plugs and everything on it. You don't touch them. You leave the plugs on, they add a bit of weight. They can't downgrade it because it's the lowest grade of the lot. But just leave the plugs on it. You get a lot of this ribbon wire and shit in old tellies and computers and stuff. And you get copper like this stuff here. That's tinned copper. It's still copper, and that goes in with, you can see there's a lump of, that's, that came off a little coil. That would go in with your burnt copper because it's got varnish on it. Looks very similar in colour to clean copper. Same as this stuff here. That's almost identical in colour. But anything like this come out of a degaussing cable, so it's going to be varnished. The only time wire isn't varnished is when it comes out of insulation, like, you know, plastic or PVC insulation. That's not varnished, and that's usually where you get your Milbury copper from. Like this stuff here, it was bare all its life, but usually you would find heavy cable, and like this stuff over here. Here's a piece. This is a bit of heavy cable. I don't know what it was used for, but you can see the thickness of the wires there. you know. And that's clean copper, that's not varnished, because it doesn't need to be varnished because it's in an insulated case. That, when stripped, would be Milbury cable, which is the most valuable of the lot. So there you go, mate. There's a rundown on cables, all on copper.